So you start looking at if that's the abomination of desolation, would he go down on a full moon and then have the abomination of a solar eclipse? The 927 Bible verse of Daniel is the abomination of desolation, and November was once the ninth month, like October was once the eighth month. October, octagon, octopus, October. September was the seventh. That's what September 11th was about. It was really 7-11, which is the store, but of course it's really about reversing it. Most countries write it backwards. They write it 11-7, the date. And Revelation 11:7 is the rising, and that's what the twin trumps falling down were about, was the rising, what rose back, one World Trade Tower. So you've got this November 27th full moon, which is the exact opposite of when he was born. He was born Gemini sun, and its opposite Sagittarian moon, which creates a full moon, and its opposite would be Sagittarian sun, Gemini full moon, which does occur on Daniel 9:27 or November 27th. So what you're then, the amount of days of when he would rise with the spirit of Antichrist and go into perdition, go forth conquering and to conquer, running World War III, then putting an end to it, he would then be performing the abomination of desolation on that Donnie Darko date of October 2nd. We'll look at the days, 310 days. And Christian Bale, who of course plays Trump in American Psycho, The Dark Knight Rises, all of that, was also, and he's playing him in every movie. Well, for one reason or another in their esoteric world, but he did a movie called 310 to Yuma. 310 days to Yuma. And that's a big tell right there. If you want to run it to other full moons, you can run it to like the day after Christmas, there's a full moon, which would be fitting when everybody's got that pagan tree in their house. That's 281 days. And then I believe it is January 25th. We have a full moon of 2024. Ooh, that's 251 days, which is double your 177 plus 177, which are always the length between these solar eclipses. Now that's 354. Oh, the 251 was the amount of days between the two total solars that made, that gave us the double midpoint. Anyway, it was the total solar eclipse of December 4th, 2021, and this past total solar of April 20th, 2023. The midpoint day was August 12th, 2022, which was also the midpoint of two total lunar eclipses, and the day their Sirius, the dog star, rose. All of that took place. It was the day after that full moon of August 11th, if y'all remember that. 88, 8 times 11, 88. There was also a full moon on November 8th, which is 11 times 8, 88. So there was one last year on August 11th, 88, and November 8th, 88. Anyway, there were 251 days in both directions from that midpoint to those two total solar eclipses. So that's an interesting date. Let's look at the rest of the full moons and we'll just go through it. In February, we have a full moon on February 24th. That would be 222 days. If you include both dates, there's your 222 code. What I call Adam and Eve coding. That's the Bible verse where the rib was removed and Eve was created, Genesis 2:22. And And they use that code a lot. The next full moon then in March. And at that point, it's the 25th. We've been over that. And that's a lunar eclipse, which is another big time for him to go down on 3/23. 191 days. And then lastly, we have the X across America eclipse. On April 8th, the new moon, that particular full moon is April 23rd, which I think that's the last amount of time we would have to kill their 2 billion. And then put an end to it on October 2nd. So I'm sorry, anyway, that was April 23rd. It's 162 days. Look at the hours, 3,888. Anyway, there's a lot there too. All right, anyway, love y'all very much.